My name is Eugene Tan, and I am a drag queen. My first show that I produced was called The Jaded Lounge. It was done in collaboration with an organization called the Massachusetts Asians and Pacific Islanders for Health, and it was a project that attempted to put Asians on stage. So it was an all Asian, all gender, all queer drag show, if you will. And it ran for just over a year in Boston. At about the same time, I was in the show that a friend of mine was producing called Perestroika, which is really the show that I really started to find myself as a performer in. So at the end of 2010, I moved back to Singapore, and I took a couple of years off performing because I worked a day job that made it impossible to really commit to any kind of performance because I just didn't have the time for it. And then a couple of years ago, I entered an amateur contest again in Singapore and didn't win it. But that was how I started performing again in Singapore. Basically, I'd perform anywhere that would have me. I'm quite easy like that. And soon I'm starting my own show. My drag name is Becca the Bus. When I started in drag, I was adamant that I did not have a drag name and that my drag name was Eugene Tan because I thought it was really political, but nobody else thought it was intelligent. And so it became very clear that I really needed a drag name, and I knew that I wanted something that had a bit of a political bite, and I knew that I wanted something that was maybe funny. And so I hit on two possible ideas. One was Becca the Bus, and the other was civil disobedience. And a very good friend of mine just said to me, I can promise you there are at least 7 civil disobediences in the world right now. And so we settled on Becca the Bus, which has a resonance in the US of the civil rights movement and Rosa Parks. And in Singapore, I think people just think I named myself after a bus, which is fine. Becca the Bus is colorful, very large. She's a little bit rude. And most of all, I think she's delightful. She wants everybody to experience a surprising moment of delight. To go from being Eugene Tan to being Becca the Bus takes anywhere between an hour and 3. It depends on how much I'm paying attention and how drunk I am. It starts usually with prayer and then various layers of chemicals that probably shouldn't go on my face. And then by the end of it, if everything works out fine, I turn out looking like a clown. If I'm ever out on the streets in drag, I'm quite sure people have all sorts of reactions to it. I'm not certain what they are, because I'm not certain that I pay that much attention to what people think of me. I'm much more interested in what I think of myself. As Becca the Bus, I really only have one ambition in life, and that is to perform for a sea of 6.9 million people dressed in pink.